Wonderful.
You're ready for a Torah reading tomorrow, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, which number is it? Do you remember?
3, number 3.
Outstanding, because we're trying to figure out. Lily, how well do you think you could do Ma'ariv? Have you ever done a Ma'ariv service?
No.
No.
Thank you, but no.
No. All right. Well, you can do that without question. Ben, good to see you. Aliza. Jerry Hoffman, the doctor. Did you know that Peter the Great had in his palace, he was about almost 7 feet tall. He had a big sack full of teeth and had several pairs of pliers. And whenever an ambassador would come to give his papers to the king, to the emperor, he would have him come over, have him open his mouth, and as often as not, he would pull a tooth out of the poor man's mouth.
Is that where the phrase comes from? It's like pulling teeth?
That's long before.
I do that too.
Part of that collection is at Harvard, at the Harvard Natural History Museum.
Are you? Is that for real, Jeffrey?
No, I've seen it.
Oh, you're not pulling my tooth, are you? Hello, Dr. Ross. Welcome.
Hello. It's good to see you.
601.
601. Before we start, I think we should say one word about the many men and women who've sacrificed so much so that we can have this great privilege of being together and to pray together and be together. And before we start, I'm going to ask Dr. Jerry Hoffman, who is a veteran of the U.S. Armies, to reflect on this moment.
Well, I'm a veteran, but I'm a veteran of the dental wars. I seem to have lost the picture here for some reason. All right, there you are.
Yeah.
I spent 2 years in Dayton, Ohio, actually Fairborn, Ohio, at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I took care of a lot of people who fought battles for our country, for our freedoms. And very meaningful.
Thank you. As you can imagine, there's so much more that I want to ask and say, just that being a child of Holocaust survivors, I so very much appreciate and so grateful. And for us Jews who have been witnesses to the recent war, where thousands of rockets are sent over to kill us for the only reason that we are Jews. With that, I'm going to ask Ben, you're okay with leading Mincha services, or?
I actually am not, because I may get yanked away at any moment. I'd be happy to lead next week if I am here.
Well, it's Yankee Dandy Doodle Deedle, but not yanked away. So Aliza, with that, if you would please be kind enough and lead us in the Mincha service, page 164, Ashrei responsibly, please.
Ashrei yoshvei beitecha od yavlelu chasela.
Shem shekachalu, Hashem shadonai Elohav.
Tila leDavid, Avram mimcha Elohai hamelech, ve'abarcha shimcha leolam va'ed.
Chol yom avacheka, v'rala shimcha leolam va'ed.
Gadol Adonai u'melam ma'od, v'ligdulato ein cheker.
Lo ledor shebach ma'asecha, v'otecha yagidu.
Adar kavod hotecha, v'divrei niflotecha asicha.
Eziznotecha yomer, ugdoatcha saprena.
Zecher av tovcha yabiu, v'tzidkatecha yiranenu.
Anvachom Adonai, erech hapayim, ugdol chased.
Tov Adonai lakol, v'rachamav al kol ma'asav.
Yeduch Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yevachucha.
Kavod malchutecha yomeru, gvuratecha yidaberu.
Odir livnei adam gvuratav, v'chmod hadar malchuto.
Malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'ador.
לך אדוני לכל הנופלים וזוקף לכל הכפופים.
עיני כל אליך יספרו, ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו.
פתח את ידיך משביע לכל חי רצון.
צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו, וחסיד בכל מעשיו.
עובר אדוני לכל קוראיו, לכל אשר יקראו באמת.
רצון יראת יעשה, ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם.
שומע אדוני את כל אוהביו ואת כל הרשעים ישמיד.
תהילת אדוני ידבר פיו, ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד.
אנחנו נברך יא מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה.
ואנחנו נברך ים את אביד עולם, הללויה.
Rise, חצי קדיש, 166.
יגדל ויקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ויעמד יפרח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן.
אין ישמר עליו
רבה מברך לעולם ויומי לילה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירון בימיו יאמרו אמן.
We begin the Amidah, the inside back cover, back to 168 through the Kedusha, and we conclude silently.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק, אלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ומביא גואל לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ופוקד I don't have the other book with me. Melchizedek Fokelu Moshiach Magen Baruch Ata Adonai Magen Avraham Ufoked Sarah Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye Metim Ata Rav L'Hoshia Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed Mechaye Metim Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim U'Matir Asurim ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים.
קדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, הכתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה ואמר.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלכות כבודו, ומתם ברוך יאמרו.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך הארץ כבודו, ויומתם ברוך יאמרו.
ברוך יאמר אדוני ממקומו, דברי קודשך כתוב לאמור.
ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו, דברי קודשך כתוב לאמור.
ברוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה.
מלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד, כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
יחונן לאדם דעת ומלך. אין בעניין, ואין בלנו משמעותי גדול. אין לא דמיינו את השם. אין לא שם. עולמות שונים, אל תהי תקווה. הזידים מהרת יקר ותשבר מקרב חיים. צרכם עלינו. וחיים בתחסד.
If you're still davening the Amidah, please feel free to continue at your own pace. We turn to page 194 for Kaddish Shalem. Yikada v'yikada Shemei Rabbah. Yama divra kirotei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael v'akala v'zman kariv yimru amen. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaser v'yitadar v'yitala v'yitala shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Ve'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechmata damiram b'yama v'yimru amen.
Amen.
About Loton Abo Ton Dechol Yisrael Kadamo Behon Gibishmaya Vibru Amen. Yehesh Lama Rabba Min Shmaya V'chaim Aleinu B'Yalko Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Roma V'Huya Aseh Shalom Aleinu B'Yalko Yisrael V'yimru Amen.
עלינו לשבח
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שאלו נתשמע גסר. אוקיי, נקבל אחד המלכים. המלכות שלך היא ולעולמי תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
We recall with love those who gave us life and shared life with us, whose yortzeit is Sunday, the 19th of Sivan, May 30th, 2021. The following names are listed in our perpetual memorials at Chizuk Amuno Congregation. They are inscribed in our souls and our hearts. Maurice Berman, Joseph Davidson, Louis Deitch, Joseph Finkel, I. Elliot Goldberg, Albert Morris Plain, Minnie Schlein, Samuel Selsky, Eli Simpson, Sarah Slavin, Isidore A. Stein. Anyone else, Jeffrey? You're good.
Sure. I'm sorry, I should have typed it in Sherry. Don, I had said Kaddish on the 6th of Sivan, but it was also May 30th. So her daughter, Rivka had asked me to.
Right. And what is her English name again? Sherry?
Sherry, Shayna Dunn.
Sherry Dunn. Blessed memory. Thank you, David, so much. And Rebecca, too. Thank you.
She said hello. She retreated to her room. She was.
That's fine. We love her with all our hearts and wish
you.
her only strength and comfort. And I
Thank
remember
you.
very well that she visited us at the sanctuary time and time again.
Yes.
With, indeed. Yortzeit and Mourner's Kaddish, page 198. Vid Gadal, Vid Kadash, Shemei Rabbah. ועלמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. Before we continue with the Arvit service, I'm going to ask Lily Masuda to share with us. We usually hear of Jews who come from Europe and the Western world, and we're so fortunate to have a Jewish family that comes from Egypt to us and shares that part of the life. Lily, you remember, I'm sure, the year that you left Egypt under terrible circumstances. Tell us a little about your mother and that setting.
Well, we left in 1962. My mother had, we were 4 children. My mother had to get us all ready, all suitcases packed and all that stuff. She was a very strong woman, and it was difficult because you didn't know if you were going to be able to to go out with all your belongings or not. You know, sometimes they just take them away from you, sometimes not. We just got lucky that day and we were able to take some belongings with us. No money, but belongings. So.
You went from Cairo to Alexandria, you got on a boat?
We got on a boat and we went straight to France, actually. And the highest there helped us get settled in France until we got a visa to go to the United States.
So how old were you when you actually got on a boat in Alexandria?
I was 12.
And just draw us a picture of going through, the authorities and your hearts and your hands.
Draw us a picture. We were very scared, very worried because we did smuggle some things, and they could have found them. Some jewelry that my mother had smuggled. She had put them in our dresses, in the hem of the dresses, just so that we can have something to start with. So it was a very hectic kind of time. It was scary. We were nervous. It was not fun at all. And I had never been on a ship, so it was. And
as you left Cairo to drive to Alexandria? Did you stay overnight in Alexandria, or you went straight from Cairo to the ship?
No, I don't remember spending the night. We went straight to the ship.
And of course, you remember leaving Cairo. Was it nighttime or daytime?
It was daytime. It was, yeah, it was an Italian ship.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I had to ask, it's the first time in the 30 years that we've been together that I've asked these questions, because we just all read about the airplane that was pulled back from the air, and the criminal government pulled a 25-year-old journalist and beat him within an inch of his life.
Yeah.
Well, with that, we thank the armed forces that allow us to be here free and safe, and the fact that we have to pay the ultimate price, and we have to be prepared to do that, demands of us courage and mindfulness and a deep appreciation for the things that we usually take for granted, which we ought not to do. Lily, thank you so much, and I hope that you come back to us with more of these stories that need to be heard. They really need to be heard. I'm going to ask Lauren, please, to lead us in the Arvit service. Revise page 200. Vehu Rachum.
Thank you.
Welcome.
V'hurachum yakaper avon v'lo yashchit v'hirba l'hashiv apo v'lo ya'ir kol chamato Adonai Hoshia hamelech yanenu v'yom karenu Baruch hu et Adonai hamorach
Baruch Adonai Amborach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai hamorach leolam va'ed Baruch
Seated.
Adonai El Chai v'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Ata Adonai Hamari V'Aravi
Amen.
Uvat Olam Beit Yisrael Amchavta
Bottom paragraph, page 200. Chayenu ve'orach yameinu v'negem Ambrach.
Yahavatka El Tasir Mimenu Le'olamim Baruch Ata Adonai Ohilamo Yisrael
Amen.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'ata et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levacha u'kol nafshecha u'kol miodecha V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele Asher anochi mitzavcha Hayom alabavecha V'shinantam levanecha V'divarta bam V'shivtecha b'veitecha V'vlechtecha b'derech V'shaktecha u'kumecha V'shartam le'ot al yadecha V'hayu l'totafot ben einecha V'tavtam Am sesetecha u'yisharecha V'haya
Page 202, bottom paragraph.
Lema'an yerbu Yemechem yemei V'nechem al ha'adama Asher nishba Adonai Lavotechem latet lahem Yimei hashamayim al ha'aretz
Yomer Adonai.
Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor Daber el bnei Yisrael v'amarta alehem V'yasu lahem tzitzit al kanfei V'gdehem l'doratam V'natnu al tzitzit al kanaf batil tachelet v'chaya lachem letzitzit, uritem oto, uzkartem et kol mitzvotai,
Mitzvot Adonai.
kol mitzvot Adonai, v'asitem otam v'lo tatiru acharei levavchem v'acharei einechem, asher atem zonim achareihem. L'ma'an tizkuru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liyot lachem lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Lily, would you be kind enough and read the middle paragraph on page 205? 205. You have to unmute.
Starting with, we affirm.
We affirm the truth, correct?
We affirm the truth that he is our God, that there is no other, and that we are his people, Israel. He redeems us from the power of kings, delivered us from the hand of all tyrants. He brings judgment upon our oppressors, retribution upon all our mortal enemies. He performs wonders beyond understanding, marvels beyond all reckoning. He has maintained us among the living. He has not allowed our steps to falter. He guided us to triumph over mighty foes, exalted our strengths over all our enemies. He vindicated us with miracles before Pharaoh, with signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. In wrath, he smote all the Egyptian firstborn, bringing his people to lasting freedom. He led his children through divided water as their pursuer sank in the sea. When his children beheld his might, they sang in peace of him, gladly accepting his sovereignty. Moses and the people Israel sang with great joy to the Lord.
Thank you.
Umalchuta biratzon kitvalem, Yam Rukuam, Mi Kamocha Ba'im Adonai, Mi Kamocha Nedar Bakodesh, Nora Tehilo Tosei Fela, Malchut Haruva Necha Bokei Yam Lifnei Moshe, Se'eli Anu V'Yamru, Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Ba'ed, V'ne'emar ki Adonai et Yaakov u'go'alo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Sha'al Yisrael.
Lily at the top of 207. Unmute, please. Thank you. Help us.
Help us, our Father, to lie down in peace and awaken us to life again. Our King, spread over us your shelter of peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. You, O God, guard us and deliver us. You are a gracious and merciful King. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace now and always. Praise are you, Lord, eternal guardian of your people Israel.
Thank you.
Hoshmor tzeitenu v'boenu l'chaim l'shalom v'yatav yad olam Baruch atah Adonai shomer amo Yisrael la'ad.
Amen.
Baruch Adonai le'olam v'amen amen v'amen. Baruch Adonai.
Page 206, the bottom paragraph. Page 208.
Ki hamalchut shelcha hi u'la'amei ad timloch chavod ki ein lanu melech ela ata Baruch atah Adonai hamelech v'kvodot hamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed v'kol V'al ma'asav.
And we rise, Chatzi Kaddish 208.
Gadal v'kadash shemei rabba.
Amen.
Yama divrach yote v'yamlich malchute b'chayechonu v'yamechonu v'chayetu kol beit Yisrael v'agala v'zman kari v'imru.
Amen. Shmei Rabba Mevorach Leolam Leom Leom Yitbarach.
Barak v'yishtabach v'yifa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudusha. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata shishbechata v'nechamata damiram b'yama v'imeru.
Amen. Silent Amidah, pages 210 to 220. We speak to God directly in silence. A wonderful paradox.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
I don't know what happened. I think I got muted somehow. Okay. Say shalom bimrama. Huya say shalom aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael. V'imru imru amen.
Kaddish Shalem, page 222.
Yitkadav yitkadav shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Rama divrachirte v'yamlich malchute v'chayechonu v'yamechonu v'chayet kol beit Yisrael v'agalav yizman kari v'yimeru.
Amen.
Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach la'olam olam le'amaya.
Yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudusha. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tishbachata v'nechamata, damiram Biama Vimiru. Amen. Ikabat, slow tone, a tone, Kol Yisrael, Kadama Vuhani Mishmaya, Vimiru.
Amen.
Yehesh Lama Rabba Mishmaya, Vachaim Alinavia, Kol Yisrael, Vimiru.
Amen.
Oh, say Shalom Bimroma, Booya Ase Shalom. Hallelujah, Kol Yisrael, Vimiru. Amen.
Leinu.
Leinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latekadu laliotzer reshit shalom haratzot v'lo samanu kamishpachot hadama shalosam chalkenu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishachavim u'modim lifnei malach malchei hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
Shema Yisada.
Na'amar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol haaretz v'yam hahu v'yom hahu hiya Adonai echad u'shemo 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 echad.
We recall with love those who gave us life and shared life with us, whose yortzeit is the 20th of Sivan, Monday, May 31st, 2021. The following names are listed in our perpetual memorials at Chizuk Amuno Congregation and are inscribed in our hearts and our souls. Melvin Bloomberg, Anna Cohen, Mindel D. Ehrlich, Dora Laberstein, Max Lerner, Julius Mitnick, Max Palatnik, Miriam Rosen, Rebecca Schwaber, Milton Steingart, Dr. Herbert Leonard Usum, and we also recall Rachel L. Gamiel, Harry Rosen, and Michael Slavin. Yortzeit and Mourners Kaddish, page 226. Id Gadal Vid Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'almat Yivrach Hirutei Ve'amlich Machutei V'chayachon V'yamechon V'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agalav V'zman Kariv Ve'mu Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam U'Le'olmei Olmaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha B'reichu Lela Min Kol Dechata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechamata Da'amiram Be'alma V'imo Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shmaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imo Amen. Say Shalom Mimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Leinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imo Amen. Good evening. On this Memorial Day 2021, we recall very much those who gave their lives, body and limbs for us to be here tonight to do this. We need to know and remember and appreciate that this, the coming together to pray, to say Kaddish, is to make the point that our lives are sacred, they're important, they're precious, they're special. They're worth fighting for, they're worth dying for, and God forbid, they're worth killing for. We have enemies. They need to be met. If they are not met and defeated, we will not be able to do this. This is proof and a reminder and an awakening that this is what life is about. The understanding that life is sacred and precious. And these choices we make are choices of life and death. This is not a hobby. This is not a sometime thing we do. This is life itself. Kihem chayenu ve'orech yameinu. And as we remember those who gave us life and brought us into this world, this is what this world is about. And the worst thing we can do, as we are told, is to forget that we are created in God's image. We're ultimate, we're supreme, and yet we need to be humble and mindful. Please, God, watch over us tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And as we go home, we are home, as we think and reflect on today, let us know that we are remembering, we are doing our very important part of this Memorial Day, to remember. Thank you, God. Please watch over us. Keep us peace. And thank you, Jeffrey Davis, always. Lauren, nicely done. Thank you, Jerry. We expect more tomorrow. So think about something really exciting and interesting. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you.
From Egypt. Deborah's mom is from Egypt too.
Yep.
Nadia Masuda went to Taib.